Hi writers and readers, I'm Christy Stratus. I hope you had a great new year and I hope 2017 is off to a really great start for you. January is subscriber suggestion month, so I'm going to be doing all videos based on your suggestions, and I have a lot of great suggestions for you guys, so I'm really excited. And it could last, this could go from January into February. Either way, I will deal with every single suggestion you gave me and I'm really excited about it. Today we're going to talk about how to get started writing. So if your problem is fear of the blank page, then what you want to do is look at my other video that I already made. It was before NaNoWriMo. I think I may have labeled it as NaNoWriMo Prep, but I will be linking it at the end of this video. I'll link it down below, and I might even link it somewhere on the screen here. So if you have a fear of the blank page or just any anxiety about it, then definitely check out that video. This video will deal with other things. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is if you're not sure where to start. You're all excited to write, or you have a great idea and you want to write, but you have no idea where to get started in your book. Maybe you don't have a solid beginning. Maybe you have a middle, maybe you have an end, or you do have a beginning. You should start with, or this is what I do anyway, you should always start with the part that you're excited about, the part that you have most fleshed out in your mind, something that is dying to come out of you, and that way you're starting strong. You're starting with ideas you've either already got solidified or you're excited to get worked out. And it's a stronger start than if you try to start from the beginning, but you don't really know what you want to say because what you really have in mind is the middle. Once you start working, even if you work from the middle, you can get an idea of what you want the beginning to be. As you're writing and you're getting really into it and really excited, sometimes you'll say, oh, that's how I want to start. Or you'll just keep going and going until you reach a point when you say, now I want to go back. Sometimes you need to start from the middle because you have an idea of the character development or what you want those characters to become, what you want the plot to become, and it's best to start there. So don't force yourself is what I'm saying. Don't force yourself to start from a part that you're not ready to start from, because that can make you just sit there and be like, oh, I'm not sure what to do with myself. So that's my recommendation for if you don't know where to start with your book. If you don't know how to start, like, okay, you figured out you want to start in the middle or the beginning or wherever, but you're just not sure how to go about it, just keep in mind, this has helped me so much, keep in mind that the first sentence, whatever you write, it really doesn't matter because you're going to edit it into shape anyway. So if you write a terrible first sentence, it really doesn't matter. It's not going to affect the rest of your writing. That's something I used to be afraid of a lot. I would say, oh, but if my first sentence is terrible, won't the rest of my writing be terrible? And that has never ever been the case. What does end up happening is I get used to writing, and I develop my voice for the book, and then I go back and I fix the beginning sentence later. But I just go on, and if you're afraid of going down the wrong path, like what if the first thing I write is terrible and it takes me down exactly the wrong way that I'm not supposed to go, and that's just the wrong direction for my story, you can always redo. And a lot of the time I end up writing in a direction that turns out to be wrong, but I just need to tweak it, or I need to take it back to a certain point where I was sort of at a fork in the road. Should I take it this way or this way? Let me try this way. And it just, I'm getting a lot of resistance from my creativity. It's just not coming, or it's just, it doesn't feel right. And I just take it back to a certain point, start again, and it's fine. It works out fine. Just throw out those nerves and just put anything down on paper. I also have that in my other video of Fear of the Blank Page. Even if you write down something silly just to lighten the mood, or something you know is terrible just to make it like, oh, everything after this has to be better, just write anything down. Really, truly, it doesn't matter. You will fix it later. Finally, if your problem is that when you are set, and I did have somebody, Ian, ask this question on Facebook actually. He was saying that he has a problem when he sits down at his computer. His ideas just evaporate. They're just gone and he doesn't know what to write. What should he do? So I had answered him privately on that. Now I'm going to use that because I think a lot of people have that problem. I have definitely had that problem many times. I set aside some time, set aside a chunk of time, sit down at the computer, I have no clue what to do. And even though I was so excited and I had everything in my head, and it just is gone. So what do you do when that happens? Well, a lot of times when you set aside a time, or you decide this is when I'm going to sit down, and you sit at the computer, it seems very formal. You've put that time aside, you need to use it, you know, and there's some amount of fear or anxiety that you may not recognize that way, but it is there that what if you can't get everything down that you need? What if you waste this time? You know, and a lot of times that's in the back of your mind, or at least it's definitely in the back of my mind. And the pressure, I have an hour to write, sometimes that can affect you until you get into a pattern. So if that is your problem, then like I said, sitting down at the computer and setting aside that time can be too formal. So what you want to do in that case is either try voice recording, like you're on the go, you have your phone with you. A lot of phones come with some kind of voice recording app, and if they don't, you can get ones for free. But try recording your voice. You have like 5 minutes before you head into work. And I think I suggested this in another video too, but you have 5 minutes before you head into work or something like that. Just hit the voice record thing and start recording whatever you say. And don't be self-conscious about what you say, just start talking. It really doesn't matter. I was self-conscious the first time I did it, but it actually worked out fine. And when I listened back to it, there were a lot of errors, but so what? I just weeded them all out, no big deal, but I had all the ideas there. So the other thing you can do is you can take notes on your phone if you have your phone with you and you have like a notes app or whatever it is, an outlining app, anything that you want, then that's fine too. Just start typing stuff up, does not have to be perfect, whatever. Or another thing that helps me sometimes is taking notes on just a scrap of paper, because the significance of that scrap of paper, it's a scrap. I can throw this out, it doesn't matter. It's just some loose piece of paper that even down the side is sloppy or something like that. No big deal. And so somehow in your head that can translate into it's no big deal if I mess up on this sheet of throwaway paper. You know, so a lot of times if I'm having trouble, I'll just rip out a sheet of paper and start writing on it. It makes me feel better, makes me feel like it's a lot less formal and it's no big deal if I mess up. So that can help a lot. And another thing that can help, let me show you something I just did that I'm actually going to go over in more detail in the next video about outlining. This is something I have recently done for an upcoming book. This is something I shared on Instagram. I hope you can see it okay. In case you can't, I'll just go up and down. This is all Post-it notes. All of this is Post-it notes on a big sheet of paper. They're all different kinds of Post-it notes. There are some skinny, some big, different patterns, whatever. I did this because I was feeling very unsure of how I wanted to outline my book, and I normally don't outline, and so this was very unusual for me. But to write things down in a way where I could actually remove them, I could pick them up and remove them. This is all in pencil too, so I could just erase it. Writing in pencil helps because you know you can just get rid of whatever you wrote, even in mass. You can take a giant eraser and just get rid of it. So sometimes that can help, but I can literally pick these up and throw them out. I can pick them up and move them around. I can do whatever I want with them. That really, really helped me, and you can even do that when you're writing your story. Write them on Post-it notes, like it's no big deal, and just stick them around. Just make sure that when you write on loose pieces of paper or Post-it notes that you have someplace to put them so you're not looking everywhere for them and losing them frequently. But I'll talk about this style of outlining in another video. That's going to be the next one. Like I said, it's going to be all about outlining. I don't usually outline books, so since that was a requested video, I am thinking about doing a panel on it where I can get lots of people's opinions. Let me know in the comments if that is something you'd like. I hope that this video helped you. If I didn't touch on your issue with how to start your book and how to start writing in general, whether it's a short story or a book, then just leave your specific question in the comments. I will be happy to do a part 2 or to just do smaller videos dealing with your specific question. I really love giving you guys my own writing advice. You never know when something's going to hit home and it's going to help you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for spending time with me as always, and I will see you in the next video.